What up, everybody? It's your boy Tamir with his other boys, Jared and Diego, living life, telling stories specifically about Unit 6, Second Temporary Period.
World War I began in 1914, lasting until 1918. The war was fought between the conflicts of the Central Powers and the Allied Powers. Central Powers consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire. The Allied Powers consisted of Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Romania, Japan, and the US. The main cause for the First World War was nationalism, militarism, alliances, and imperialism. In July of 1914, a Serbian nationalist assassinated Franz Ferdinand and his wife of Austria-Hungary later. Later, Austria-Hungary demanded concessions regarding politics and territory. Serbia refused and Austria-Hungary invaded them. And here is where you see the alliances come into place. Russia support Serbia while Germany support Austria-Hungary. Austria then declared war on Serbia. Germany also responded by declaring war, but on Germany. Russia then appealed to its ally, France. Germany then demanded France not to get involved. France refused, and Germany declared war on France. In 1929, the U.S. was hit with the Great Depression. Before the Great Depression, the U.S.'s wealth doubled because of the Roaring Twenties. The main cause of the Great Depression was the stock market crash in 1929, and a key factor to the end of the Great Depression was the New Deal, which was a series of laws and programs that helped regulate banks, businesses, and the stock market. During the Great Depression, about 300,000 businesses went out of business, leaving 1 out of every 4 people unemployed. After the Great Depression, the Second World War started in 1939 between the Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the Allied powers, Britain, the US, Soviet Union, and France, when Germany invaded Poland. Great Britain and France then declared war on Germany. During World War II overall, roughly 70 million people were killed.
After World War II, there was a new war around, and it was called the Cold War, and this was between the two really big superpowers of the world, which were the USSR versus the USA, Soviet Union versus the United States, and this was between a capitalist nation and a communist nation, and it was fought communism versus capitalism. So the USA, they formed alliances with other capitalist nations, mainly in the West, and nations that didn't want to be overcome by communism, like in South Korea and South Vietnam. And the communist Soviet Union, they formed alliances with other communist nations in Eastern Europe and others in North Korea and North Vietnam. So this whole war was between communists versus capitalists, and both superpowers, they helped communists or capitalists, whichever side they were on. And there was also the arms race, which both superpowers had military innovations such as nuclear warfare, and the Cuban Missile Crisis, where there was a missile crisis in Cuba, and the USSR implemented nuclear warfare in there, and there was a big conflict, but it ended up being okay because they ended up resolving the conflict by taking the nuclear warfare out, and it ended with the USA winning, and they became the main superpower in the world. So key tips to remember that USA was anti-communist and capitalist, and that the Soviet Union was communist and wanted to spread it.
The big wars are over. Now, since I have to make it 7 minutes, here's a little speed run.
Okay, Middle East. First off, the armies of the Middle East. World War came around, the Europeans were revolt. After the victory, the Europeans gave in and split up the Middle East into different countries, and the ones you see today. Major conflicts: Israeli-Palestinian conflict, Six-Day War, Gulf War, Iran hostage crisis, and ISIS. All major conflicts, recommend you remember those and research about those. Shia law. Basically, it's heavily strong Muslim law in the Middle East, in their countries. Mainly good against women and prevent past. During World War I, many battles were fought in the European colonies in Africa. The colonial powers in Africa were Britain, France, Belgium, and Portugal, Italy, Spain, and Germany. Only 2 countries in Africa had independent governments, Ethiopia and Liberia. Colonialism brought many European countries lots of wealth. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union supported the liberation movements in Africa, and in response, the U.S. picked key men in each country and taught them anti-communist beliefs. The Cold War overall blinded the U.S. to African nationalism. During World War II, many Africans brought back anti-fascist ideas. The want for independence soon took over the African continent. African colonies were affected by forced labor and the confiscation of resources during World War II. Kwame Nkrumah led many rallies, boycotts, and strikes against the British. Great Britain recognized him as the Prime Minister of Ghana, soon making it the first African colony to gain independence. By 1960, all of France's Western African colonies had gained independence. Latin America, basically a lot of political change. Meaning, Mexican Revolution changed Mexico. Batista lost his power, and Kira rose. NAFTA was made, which is basically the UN in North America. South America, it started to suck. Guatemala, for example, is a terrible country, so similar to how the US invaded Iran, the US invaded Guatemala, the CIA took over and put no there. Similarities, Iran, Guatemala. Panama Canal. The US would go to Panama, turn a canal to connect the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, success, and eventually the US gave the Panama Canal back to Panama, obviously. Cuba, Fidel Castro became the leader, turned from capitalist socialist. The US was like, whoa, no way, bro. Until they left, the Soviets came in, Soviets put in missiles. Cuban Missile Crisis right there, 1960s. Boom. Many inventions were made during this time period. For example, the smartphone, cars, planes, chemicals, bombs, computers, nuclear weapons, the internet, the television, and the radio. Technology also increased in the medical field a lot as well. The MRI was invented, artificial heart was created, surgery, and simpler things like the vaccine shots and antibiotics were developed. In Asia, in Unit 6, we see different patterns occur, such as in Japan. They pretty much come out of isolation, the isolation stage they were in, and they emerge as actually a superpower in the world until they decide to bomb the USA and side with Germany and Italy in World War II, and that led to their demise with the USA bombing with the 2 atomic bombs. And then in China, there's the Communist Party emerges, and there's internal struggle, and there's civil war for many, many years. So it's the KMT versus the Communist Party, and then this later formed the People's Republic of China, which is led by Mao Zedong. So the communists were in control, and then in India we see the freedom and the independence of India with the movement of Gandhi and other people. And in Vietnam and in Korea, there's communist versus anti-communism with North Korea versus South Korea and North Vietnam versus South Vietnam, and the Philippines with their independence as well. And key things to remember is that China becomes communist, Japan emerges as a power, and later reaches their demise from the USA, and independence of Philippines and India.